Laura here from Winter Family Cooking. Today I'm going to be making a cake. Stephen has a birthday this weekend and we are going to have grandparents over. So we need a cake. And I'm not going to go buy one and spend $40 on one when I can easily attempt keyword, to make one for him. Okay, so first thing we got to do is combine the ingredients. So I have flour here in my mixing bowl already, 2 cups. I've got 1 3/4 cup of sugar. I'm going to go ahead and add. We are going to do 3/4 of a cup of cocoa powder. There we go, 3/4 of a cup. 2 teaspoons of baking soda. 2 teaspoons baking soda. I think it said 1 teaspoon. Nope, 3/4 of a teaspoon of baking powder. So I'm just gonna roughly measure that. Yeah, that looks about right. Sure. And 1 teaspoon of salt. Okay, perfect. I've got all those in here. Now, one thing I wanted to show you, I did grab this off Amazon. I love it. I use it for these all the time. I have this mixer, but it has the pedals on it, so it really scrapes the side of my mixer, which helps just incorporate everything. You're not having to really use a spatula as much to make sure things are off the side and getting mixed and everything like that. So I am going to, okay, so now we need to mix the wet ingredients. We're going to do it into a bowl, and then we're going to pour it into the mixer. So first thing we've got to start with is 1 cup of buttermilk. So I actually have the buttermilk set out because in her recipes, most of them call for everything being at room temperature or close to it. So this has been sitting out for, I would say 45 minutes or so. So it's still a little chilled, but it's not too bad. So I'm going to go ahead and pour that into this bowl to combine these wet ingredients. Okay, so we've got the buttermilk. We need 1/2 cup of veggie oil. Half a cup of veggie oil. Then what do we need? We need 3 large eggs, room temperature. So like I said, this and the buttermilk had been sitting out for just a little bit. And put them in a bowl just to make sure I don't get any shells or one of the eggs isn't bad and then I have to throw everything out. Oops. You know, you're not cooking if you're not making a mess, right? Okay, we're going to pour that into there. Now I need a teaspoon of vanilla. Where's my teaspoon? Here it is. Teaspoon of vanilla. And according to Janae, you can never have enough vanilla. So there's that. And then we actually need 1 cup of hot water. Okay, 1 cup of hot water into that. Stir it around here. We've got everything, yeah? Buttermilk, veggie oil, eggs, hot water, teaspoon of vanilla extract. Now we're going to start slowly adding this to this cake mixture or to the flour, dry mixture, whatever it is. It looks so good. It smells good too. Okay, so here we got, I don't know if you can see that. I don't want to tip it too far. So there is our cake mix. So now what we are going to do, so I don't know if I mentioned, but I took a class. Hold please, need a drink of coffee here. Definitely needed that. So I took a class by Courtney. I did a class a couple years ago with my mom and my sister. And absolutely loved it. Like that's what made me decide to even attempt to try cakes at that point. I try a couple times a year, usually just for birthdays, like kids' birthdays, because I honestly, I don't know if you want to call it cheap or the fact that who can afford a $40 cake? I mean, just a simple standard one from the grocery store that has like one little character on it, when I can easily make it. And half the time when I make these, my kids, Janae's asleep and Steven's with grandparents today. Half the time I make these, the kids are jumping in to help. So then they're a part of making their own cake, or they're a part of making a family member's cake. I am nowhere near professional at all. They turn out very janky, and I don't even care because it's the fun of doing it, and they still taste amazing even though they don't look perfect. So when I took her class, though, one thing she said is she has all these amazing tools on her website that you can buy. I can't afford them. Like, I work a job, my husband works a job, we have 2 kids. We're trying to, just make a living and pay for our bills, right? So one thing she said, though, is she tested all these cake pans. And one thing she said is make sure if you're going to do anything, you splurge on the cake pans. So I did. She told us about these Fat Daddy-O's or something like that, cake pans. That's the one thing I did. She has all these amazing tools and everything, and I would love to get them. But I actually went on Amazon and found things pretty similar for a lot cheaper. So I slowly bought them with birthday money and, just as I could. So I've got a whole tote full of stuff because I don't have room in my kitchen by any means. I have a whole tote full that sits on a shelf in my laundry room. And so here, I'll show you. Here's my tote, see, like this. I've got all these things. So I've got, my cake stand. I've got the tools that are kind of like hers. Hers are a little bit longer and nicer, but I mean, I've got these off Amazon for just a couple bucks. I've got the sifters. I've got all of it. So anyways, I'm going off on a little tangent here, I guess. So I did, like I said, I got these pans. These are 6-inch, 8-inch. I don't know, whatever 8-inch. I have 3 8-inch pans. That's what we are going to do, is we're going to end up doing like a 3-layer cake thing. So first thing I need to do is I need to take all 3 of these, and we are going to spray them really liberally with nonstick cooking spray. And then the next thing we are going to do is I got these, like I said, off Amazon. There are these little cake liner pan things. They look like this. We're going to put these in each of these cake liners, or cake pans. I can't even talk today. It's good time. And put these in. This was going to make it a whole lot easier to pull your cake out at the end and hopes that it doesn't fall apart. So I'm going to get these put in each of these. Okay, and now we're going to spray them again because we need to have the tops of those ones sprayed. There's that one. Now when you're making these, you cannot eyeball this stuff. Okay, that one's at 1.3 as well. So we'll see how this last one goes. We may have to pull just a little bit out of each one. Oh, these things are being stubborn. They don't want to stay up. Kind of obnoxious. Okay, zeroed out my scale again. Oh, look at that, 1.4. So I've got 1.3, 1.3, 1.4. So we're going to call that good. I'm going to take this off. The oven is set for 325, which it beeped just a couple minutes ago. One thing that I learned from her class, which you should do on anything that you're making in the oven, is when that temperature beeps, the 325 or 400 or whatever you have it set at, if you put it in right then, your whole oven's not at 325. You know at least where that probe is, where it's registering that temperature, that's at 325 or 400 or 350 or whatever you have it set at, that's there. In order to make sure your oven gets, up to the temperature, the 325 or again, whatever your temperature is, throughout the whole oven, you should leave it for at least 15 to 20 minutes. I never even thought about that until she said that. I was like, holy crap, you're right. It's like when you're heating your house and every room is a different temperature, but like your thermostat's in the hall and it's like, yeah, your house is 71 degrees, where your room could be like 62, type of a thing. So it beeped, I don't know, maybe 5-10 minutes ago. I'm going to let it sit for just a little bit longer just to make sure it's good, because we are putting all 3 of these in at the same time. I want to make sure that they get an even cook. So yeah, I'm just gonna wait for my oven a couple more minutes and we're going to get these put in. They have to cook for, cakes just came out. I poked them with a skewer, just like seriously a skewer, because I don't have any toothpicks. So that's what I used. They all turned out perfect. I ended up just having to do 25 minutes. So they are ready. They need to sit on a cooling rack for 10 minutes to let them cool down. And then I actually need to pull these out. And that's when these little tabs come in nice and handy, because then you can grab these usually and hopefully it comes out all together. So this is just what I've got here. So 10 minutes like this, and then we will attempt to get them out without them falling apart. Yep.
Welcome back. It is the next day. We are going to stack and frost and attempt to recreate a cake that a professional made. So probably not going to be very great, but that's okay.
Anyways, that's what we're trying. So these are what it looked like. I took these, wrapped them in saran wrap once they were cooled down, and threw them in the freezer. So we just got them out. They're starting to slightly unthaw, which is exactly what we want. So we've got to go ahead and get the filling ready. With this filling, we've got to do whipping cream. So will you get the whipping cream actually out of the fridge? Of course, that's like the one thing I didn't grab, I think.
Is it the heavy whipping cream?
Yeah.
This stuff?
Yeah.
This stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay, so we've got whipping cream here. This is going to call for 3/4 of a cup. And what we have to do first is we have to get that mixed really well to where it starts like peaking. I don't know how to explain it.
Until it's whipped cream.
Yeah, actually, I guess you're right.
When Chloe and I made the brownies that we had to make, like the chocolate stuff for it, we had to do that, and it took forever, but that's okay.
Oh, really?
But it actually turned into whipped cream.
Yeah, it does.
We just added a little bit of powdered sugar to give it flavor, and vanilla.
And this does have powdered sugar in it, the filling does. So this is 3/4 of a cup.
Can I do it?
I'm going to do it first. So all I'm going to do is just take my egg beater here. You can do it in your mixer. But the hard part with that is then you have to transfer it out and then do more in your mixer. So I chose to do it in a bowl. We're going to go slow. Did you guys do this by hand or did you use this? Something like this? Oh, you did?
45 minutes later.
Yeah, 45 minutes later. No, it was at least.
It was like 5.
It was at least a good 5 minutes. But Janae kept stopping and going, there's peaks, there's peaks. That's peaks, where you can pull it and they're going to stay. She kept pulling them and they drop.
They didn't drop!
They did. Anyways.
She doesn't know what she's talking about.
Oh, I know what I'm talking about. My little mixer smells real well, though. It sounds like it's going out. Okay, so now what we've got to do is we've got to take cream cheese.
It smells like it's been going out because it smells like it's been going for 5 minutes.
We need cream cheese. We need 6 ounces of cream cheese. This is an 8-ounce block. I have had this out since I got up this morning. So it's been a good, 2 or 3 hours to let it soften. So I'm going to take part of this and put it somewhere else. I don't know if I need it later or not for anything else. So we're going to do that for now and set it aside. So what we're going to do now is we are going to put this cream cheese into the mixer. See if I can do this without making a total disaster mess here. Yep, there we go. And it says...
I need a drink.
I lost her already. So what I need to do is I need to whip this a little bit.
Oh!
Oh. That sounds amazing.
Doesn't sound right.
I think it's the... Oh. I think it's like the...
Sorry if
you know, like how the windshield wipers go... I think it's that type of a thing. See, it's starting to sound better.
gosh.
Okay, so you're supposed to let this go for a couple minutes. While this is going, I'm yelling because I'm guessing you can still hear me though. We need 2 cups of powdered sugar. Now, when you make these cakes, one thing that Courtney is very, very like, you have to do this. You have to sift your powdered sugar. I don't know why. I have made it
I'll
with
sift.
not doing it.
How
and
much do you have to
It really
do?
does make a difference. So, we need 2 cups. So you're going to put 2 cups in this, and then we'll dump it in. So you're measuring it before you sift it. So
We're not gonna.
not have enough. You're going to have to open the other one. That looks good. We're going to let that go right there. Where's the scissors?
I don't know. You had them last.
I had them last. That sounds about right. Oh, look, they're sitting on the counter. Excuse me. Can I get past you?
No.
Please?
Yeah, I'll let you do the rest of that.
Why? So I can drop it all over?
No, because I would drop it all over. That's good. That's good. That's good.
Okay.
2 cups.
2
We're gonna
cups
sift
powdered
it.
sugar. Yep, we're going to sift it. This is Janae's favorite part.
It looks like snow. So beautiful.
Careful, please.
I always spill it all over. That's a tradition.
That's a tradition. Is that what you said? Okay, while she's doing that, I'm actually going to get the Oreos ready. So what we have to do with the Oreos is you just have to put them in a bag and kind of break them into chunks. The filling part calls for 8 Oreos.
I'll let you do the sifting while I break Oreos.
So all I am going to do is 8, yeah?
I don't know how much you said.
I need you to scoot over if you can.
Well, I'm done, so.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so she's got that sifted. We got 8 Oreos here.
I do the Oreos.
Okay, you can do the Oreos.
I got big
While
feet.
she does the Oreos, now they don't have to be teeny tiny chunks, but they need to be broken down pretty good. Children.
What?
While she sits here and pounds on Oreos, I am going to slowly add the powdered sugar to the cream cheese. Okay, so we've got the cream cheese with the powdered sugar all mixed up. She has the Oreos all ready, and we've got the whipping cream, you know, with the peaks. So what we are going to do is we are actually going to, you don't want to overmix this now. So what I am actually going to do is I'm going to put this cream cheese and powdered sugar mixture into the bowl here. We are going to add the whipped cream to it, and we are going to fold it together. And then what we are going to do is we are going to set it aside just for a minute while we make the buttercream, because this part's the filling. So we're going to set this aside for a minute while we make the buttercream. And then right before we use this, we will add the Oreos to it. So yeah, so this is what I'm going to do here. We got this here. We're going to put this in here.
I would recommend not trying heavy whipping cream alone.
Alone?
Yeah, it was not good. If you make this and you do the whipping thingy to where you have the peaks, don't try it. It's not good unless you add powdered sugar.
Okay, so for the buttercream, we need to have 6 Oreos that are completely like pulverized. So I am going to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I can put it in the freezer.
No, it's fine. Just leave it out. These are still on. We're taking 6, and I'm just using this little blender thingy that I've got. I'm hoping it will work. I think it will. Okay, now that we've got these into pulverization, yeah, sure. We need we need to get our butter going. So we're gonna put our
Buttercream.
We're gonna put 2 cups, I believe. Yeah, 2 cups of unsalted butter, slightly cooled. So I pulled this out at just about the same time I did the cream cheese this morning. So they are still slightly cool. We're gonna go ahead and get these put in the mixer and start getting them kind of whipped up. In the meantime, while these are starting to break apart and everything, we are going to do 6 cups of powdered sugar that's been sifted. So we're going to start on that in just a sec. Let me get these going.
I'll start sifting.
Give me a sec.
I'll just do 2 cups.
Yeah. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get this going using that same paddle attachment that I was using earlier. Let that go. Okay, so I've got this, the butter and the last part of the powdered sugar mixing up right now. What we have to do now is we have to add 3 tablespoons of heavy cream, 1 at a time. So I've got right here, we've got 1. Buttercream's all done now. Now what we have to do is just add the pulverized Oreos into it. So I'm going to go ahead and just turn this on low.
Can I do it?
Ooh. Get that all added. We're gonna let this work.
Can I mix
it,
please? I want to mix it.
Now, what we are going to do now that we are ready to do this is our filling for the middle. We're going to go ahead and add these Oreos to that and fold them into the mixture here.
A lot of Oreos.
It really doesn't take that many, actually. So the filling has 6 Oreos in it.
Mm-hmm.
No, 8 Oreos in it, and that has 6.
Oh.
Yeah. All right, so what I've got here is I've got a nice little cake decorating turntable thing. It comes in very, very handy when you're trying to flatten out the sides. This is that like rug stuff to help rugs not move. Or you put it in, like I know like my parents had it in their cupboards at one point when I was little, so things didn't slide. That's all this is.
Do I have stuff on my face?
I don't think so. Cardboard cake round thing. So all I'm going to do is set that on here. We're going to put just a little bit of this filling right here on the bottom just to help hold it in place.
Can I unwrap it?
Yep, we can start unwrapping.
Sorry.
So what we want to do is we've got 3 of these. I'm hoping they come apart good.
Just take the Oreos to the couch.
So we've got this. It's still slightly frozen, which is exactly what we want to be able to work with it. So I'm going to go ahead and set it right here. Next thing I am going to do is I am going to do a layer. So what I have here is I just have like a piping bag. I'm going to do a layer right around the edges, just to kind of help hold the filling in. So let me show you.
Mom, what you do is you put that in a cup.
What are you talking about?
You do this. Grab a cup. You go like this.
Oh, do this.
Yeah, and then you put this.
Okay,
right
Janae's got her little hacks here. So you go like this, you put your piping thingy in it and go like this so it's easier.
Correction, Chloe's hacks.
Whatever. Her and her friends. They like to cook a lot. So like this, so then it's easier to load. Okay.
So much.
This is for his birthday, so.
Say happy birthday to him. He deserves it. He's a good brother.
Wish I had a bigger top. But here I go. I got this. Like I said, I'm going to just kind of go around here. It's going to be a border to help hold the filling in. I don't know if I'll need it much to help, but I'm going to put it here anyways to help with it. I would love to have a bigger tip, but I don't have one. So that's what I've got to work
Are you
with.
gonna take this and like?
No.
You got these.
Yeah, I think I found the biggest one I have. Now we're going to take the filling.
Oh, that makes more sense.
Oh, were you not understanding what we were doing?
No,
We're going to
I was so confused.
push
Looks
this
like a
all
border
over.
for the filling.
Yeah, I actually need to use some of this.
Told you. Just kidding.
So we're going to spread this around. And see, the nice thing about this is it turns. It's fantastic. So you can sit here, like if you're right-handed, you can sit here and just turn it as you do it. Okay, so there we go. First layer. Now we're going to go ahead and put the second one on. We're going to do the exact same thing. So one thing you want to try to do is try to make sure that these are even on the sides. Remember, you got that handy twist, so it works out well. I need it smooth, yep. I love my kids in the kitchen. Is this still going, right? I love my kids in the kitchen, but it definitely, and I love that they're learning it. Don't get it off the edge like this, okay? Because that's not the part we want off the edge. Try not to push it off the edge. And I love that they're learning and want to help, but it does take a lot of patience. Sometimes I sit here and just want to scream. She's doing good. Yeah, now you know how I really feel. Now they know how I truly feel. Okay, so there's the second layer. We're going to go ahead and put this top one on.
You touch it. I'm not touching it.
I don't want to open
So now what I need to try to do is I need to try to get the sides and the top kind of covered. So I'm going to go ahead and work on that. What I am going to do is take big globs of this, and I am going to, let's see. Okay, next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this little disc. We're going to try to put it on top of here. That's going to help us try to get flat sides. Okay, so you got to keep it at an angle, kind of like this. So you're going to hold your hand still, like this, like a 45, like that. You got to try to keep it straight, and you need to stop. You're going to reach around it like this, so you can do one continuous motion. Because if you stop, you get lines like this that you did. You see that?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're going to get, yep, and you just hold this still. Don't move it. All the way around. Keep going until you finish. Just like that. Perfect. Let's look at it. That looks really good, Janae. Okay, let's add just a little back to it again. And one thing that Courtney is freaking, I love what she says about it. She says, go over it until you feel happy, but then also find your favorite side, and that's the one you're going to present. So go ahead and do it again. Hold it in one spot. Reach all the way around. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Perfect. I kind of like how that looks. What do you think?
Yeah.
Do you want to try one more time to see if we can get rid of some of the spots or no?
Sure.
Okay, so you got to hold this roughly at a 45-degree angle, and you don't push super hard, but you kind of just keep it firm.
Yeah.
Because if you push too hard, you're going to dig into the cake and make a mess. So you're just trying to do this. This is your guide. And so what you are going to do is you're going to reach around like she was, and you're going to carry it all the way around. If you stop, it leaves marks. So you're going to, and make sure you've got a good grip on it.
Like this?
Yep, you're going to hold it just like that, and you're going to go all the way around. And keep going, and you can't have your hand in the way. You have to do it on the bottom. So try again.
Got mess it up?
Nope. Keep your hand on
It's
the bottom
easy
when
to
you come
fix.
around. Keep your hand on the bottom. Keep your hand on the bottom, and let's see how it looks. Not too shabby. There's a couple spots.
Can I do it?
Okay, now what we're going to do, we got to get this off. So I'm going to come around this. I hope I can pull it off. Okay. Excuse me. over here. Yeah, it's
Pretty good.
All right. Now,
I like
no.
this.
Don't touch it, please.
That's what I was gonna do.
I know, but
What the heck?
okay.
What the heck? What the heck, mommy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Now we're gonna put the rest of this filling on the top.
Can I just like?
No.
I'd be so sick.
I think we're all gonna be all sick from this
Why?
because I've eaten a lot of frosting.
I haven't eaten.
Eh. I may have it, I may not. I don't know.
Still doing it.
Excuse me. Okay, so there's that. We need 1 cup of chocolate chips here.
Janae left for a little bit. It's just my turn. Just hang on.
Yeah, it's on. 1 cup of chocolate chips into there. So let it sit.
I think it actually looks really good.
So all this is heavy whipping cream and chocolate chips. Like, what if we
No, do like dots, and then stick
put
it.
these on?
Yeah. Are we gonna stick them up or like that?
No, up.
Okay.
So you're talking like, and
Yeah.
then taking one and sticking it in it
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah. I think that's perfect.
What do you think?
I don't think it could have been any better than that.
Oh, good.
You like it?
Yeah.
Cool.
Leave it. Don't do anything. I
Alright.
can't believe it looks that good.
There you have
Do
it.
not ruin it,
I'm not doing
please.
anything else to it. I think this is our best cake we've ever done. Cookies and cream cake. Cakes by Courtney is where I got the recipe. She's amazing. She gives you so many tips and tricks on if you want to try to make cakes. But this is our creation today. So thanks for joining us here at Winter Family Cooking, and we will see you next time.